There's a couple of really stupid things happening right now that we need to talk about because these two events highlight some of the much deeper and more serious rot that is happening because of this MAGA fascist takeover. And of course, what I'm talking about is the White House feuding with Sabrina Carpenter because she told them not to use her music in their propaganda videos where they brutalize brown people. And then the other is about the University of Oklahoma student who wrote that terrible essay and then is crying to Fox News now about how she was discriminated against because she's a Christian. So the first of these two events happened when the White House posted a video using one of Sabrina Carpenter's songs, and she responded and completely ratioed the White House by saying, "This video is evil and disgusting. Do not ever involve me or my music to benefit your inhumane agenda." And after that, the White House has continued to feud with her, and now they're talking about it on Fox News. Here's Greg Gutfeld, who famously hates women, talking about how Sabrina Carpenter is just naive and she's never experienced anything, so she doesn't understand how rounding up immigrants is actually a super cool good thing.
Every time we talk about affordability, we're not talking about Sabrina Carpenter.
True. You want to talk about her?
Well, here's the thing: I'm not into the celebrity aspect. I'm into the phase of life. Think about, look at her as opposed to a representative of women her age, single, no kids, no responsibilities. They have yet to experience any transformative event that would inform their beliefs. So the things that she detests today, she will learn to and understand to value later, like we all have.
First of all, no responsibilities. She's a Grammy-winning artist. She tours the country and the world. She's got responsibilities, Greg. Also, she's 26. Why do you need her to have children, Greg Gutfeld? And also, the girl has been working since she was 12 years old. She was a Disney child star. I'm pretty sure she's experienced some formative events, Greg. And the new MAGA talking point is to show one of her music videos where she's dancing in a short dress in a church, and they're like, "How dare you use your religion?" Or "How dare you use my religion to spread your whatever?" And it's literally so unhinged. They're all doing it. It's the new talking point of MAGA, is she's actually the bad one. And they're completely ignoring the whole fact that the federal government is using somebody's intellectual property without their permission to spread propaganda. But apparently MAGA is completely fine with that, which is one of the points I wanted to make, that this incident with Sabrina Carpenter, it's just snowballing the fascism. It's turning it into a joke that MAGA can be like, yeah, she's so dumb, she should be happy that we're using her music to show us brutalizing Latino people. This is going to be used to continue to attack artists who dare to stand up to this regime. And it shows that they believe that they are untouchable, that they can just break intellectual property law and use other people's art for themselves, which is kind of what Pete Hegseth did when he posted that Franklin picture. Just real quick so we remember, and the creators of Franklin, it's a Canadian children's literature company, they called him out for this because this is their intellectual property and the federal government can't just use it. That's fucking crazy, and MAGA is defending it. Now, the other incident that I want to talk about that is equally stupid, maybe even more stupid, is 5 days ago, this University of Oklahoma student, Samantha Fulnecki, she turned in this horrible essay that was supposed to be a response to an article about gender norms and how if you adhere closer to gender norms, you're less likely to be teased, basically, as a kid. And she was asked to write a response with a rubric to cite sources and respond to the actual material in the article. And Samantha Fulnecki decided to go on an unhinged rant where she basically was like, God made women to do womanly things because they're womanly. She didn't cite the Bible. She didn't cite the article. All she did was say the article was interesting. This is the first page of her essay, and it is completely red marked because it's all just insane. The amount of times the grader wrote "why unsupported" is just wild. This girl just wrote nonsense and didn't cite anything. And here, on the second page, she says, society pushing the lie that there are multiple genders, and says unsupported, and everyone should be whatever they want to be is demonic and severely harms American youth. And the funny thing is, like, I read some of the articles she was supposed to respond to. She could have cited it here. She could have actually linked to the article, because the article was about how if you are less, or if you're not like adhering to gender norms closely, you're more likely to be teased. And she could have put that in there. But she clearly didn't read the article. She just saw the word gender. Oh, and this is for a psychology class, by the way. And she just saw the word gender and just like decided to go on a transphobic rant. Up here, she's ranting about how women are the helper and how that's a good thing. And like, none of it makes any sense. There's no concluding paragraph. There's no intro paragraph. Like, the whole thing is just bad. It's a really bad essay for somebody who is in their junior year of college to write. Like, this is like 5th grade stuff. It's really, really bad. You should go read it yourselves. Anyway, this young woman basically reached out to Turning Point USA, the Oklahoma University or University of Oklahoma chapter, and they cried about it and made a big old uproar, and the University of Oklahoma put the woman, who happens to be trans, the TA who graded it, they put her on administrative leave until they investigate the situation. And Ryan Walters, who was the former superintendent of Oklahoma schools, he was on Fox News crying about it too. He was asked about the teacher's response to it, basically saying that it's incredibly offensive to call people demonic, that she didn't answer any of the questions, and Ryan Walters' response was, they hate Christians.
Read this to you as well, because the teacher's assistant also wrote to Samantha the following, quoting here, additionally, to call an entire group of people demonic is highly offensive, especially a minoritized population. You are entitled to your own beliefs, but this isn't a vague narrative of society pushes lies, but instead the result of countless years of developing psychological and scientific evidence. His opinion is fine to implement this, but hers is way out of bounds. Come on, this is not fair.
Yeah, they hate Christians. I mean, you've seen the attack on President Trump for coming in to clean up higher ed and say we're going to go back to academics, we're going to go back to not targeting Jews, targeting Christians, and you see higher ed continue to push back. We've got to stand with President Trump. We've got to stand with Christians. We've got to stand with Jews and say, listen.
His answer is so insane. This has nothing to do with Donald Trump or Christians. She just wrote a bad essay. She's just dumb. She's just a dumb girl. Like, this is her responding to all of this because now she's going on Fox News and she's getting real famous from this.
I am saddened that they're offended by the truth of the gospel and the truth that I wrote about in my assignment. And it saddens me to see that that offends them and upsets them the way it did. Jesus is always worth standing up for. And I just encourage those people that are dealing with something similar to push back against that kind of behavior. I would rather have my integrity and give my true opinion and get a 0 on an assignment than have to lie about what I really believe.
No one in this assignment was asking you to talk about your beliefs or lie about your beliefs. You were supposed to respond to an article and you didn't. Like, if you want to talk about God all the time, awesome. Go to a Bible college. This is a psychology course. And you could have talked about God. You could have quoted the Bible to, like, prove your point, but you didn't. You wrote an opinion piece. And now you're crying all the way to the top about it. She even got a participation trophy from the Oklahoma House of Representatives. Today, we had the honor of presenting Samantha with a citation of recognition from the Oklahoma House of Representatives for her steadfast convictions, her commitment to speaking from a foundation of truth, and her courage in shining a light on serious concerns within Oklahoma's higher education system. In a moment when social media and traditional media are flooded with misinformation, this story has drifted far from what actually occurred. Today, we were able to hear directly from Samantha herself, and she walked us through the real events in her own words. With all the politics and noise and media distractions set aside, the truth was finally able to stand on its own. The truth is she's dumb. The truth is that she is functionally illiterate. And this shouldn't be a national news story. I shouldn't be talking about this right now. But that's my final point, that this is not only about transphobia and attacking higher education, it is about the dumbing down of the United States. Fascists don't like smart people. They don't like intelligence or nuance, and they are shoving this girl in our faces and calling her brave when she's just an idiot.